As a Sambo coach, sometimes I get asked this question. What's better, Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, or Sambo? So, first of all, this is where I take that question these days. While we're comparing the two, let's go ahead and do another comparison just to make it more interesting. What's better, kickboxing or boxing? I think it's an equal question. The answer is, at what? So if we're going to ask, is Jiu-Jitsu better than Sambo? Then let me ask you, at what? And if the question is going to be answered that I have asked in return, at Jiu-Jitsu, my answer is, well, Jiu-Jitsu's better at Jiu-Jitsu. Also, I'd like to point out that Sambo is far superior at Sambo. And boxing is better at boxing, and kickboxing is better at kickboxing. Now, when you take each individual athlete and you separate them from the idea of what martial arts is to be considered the best or the worst, you have to ask what the game goal is. And they're all games. They're not real. Humans don't fight with their hands anymore. We fight with tanks, planes, guns, bombs. All right? So all these are recreational civilian things now. Worst case scenario, military guys need to know how to handle themselves, but mostly to get to the better weapon. So if I had to be asked, which is better, Sambo or Jiu-Jitsu, I would ask, at what? If a person says general self-defense and awareness, well, it's going to come down to the instructor a little bit too. Sambo has a lot of great answers for this, but a Jiu-Jitsu instructor can have a lot of great answers for this question as well. Maybe a Jiu-Jitsu instructor has a ton of karate background and boxing background. Those things are going to come into play and be wonderful in a self-defense situation. So we have to even hone the question down a little bit more. We have to refine it to a particular spectrum. What if they only trained Jiu-Jitsu in the way that it's taught at schools today? And what if they only trained Sambo the way it's taught? There's going to be a wide gap in skills of instructors, in capabilities, proven history, all that kind of stuff. But that being said, it depends upon that instructor's capability of relaying the message. It depends upon that student's capability of absorbing the information and applying the information. But Sambo is based as more of a system in combat, made originally for probably the era more of trench warfare, and then has modified into what we see it as a recreational sport, amateur sport today. If you do Sambo, you're going to learn to box to some degree, depending upon where you go. If you're going to learn to kickbox to some degree. You might even be learning straight Thai boxing as the replacement original striking program. And it's highly unlikely that you're going to be void of information from Jiu-Jitsu training Sambo. Now, on the other hand, I have found that a lot of Jiu-Jitsu guys, coaches, are completely void of information on Sambo. My coach isn't. He's a Jiu-Jitsu guy that's really good at Thai boxing and really good at Sambo. So it works. We understand each other. So really, this question is a silly question to me. It all comes down to training and the quality of training, not the style, and the student's ability and willingness to learn and do what it takes to progress in the martial arts and not just absorb the ideology of a cult. So what's better, Jiu-Jitsu or Sambo? They're both kings. They're both amazing. Train them both. Peace out.